Hello, hello. I am Pretty Row. I am energy. I am powerful, and I am who I say I am. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Danae. Hi, Danae. Hello, Brenda. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I wanted to go over, after I share this one more time on one more page, I wanted to go over something that I learned that isn't talked about in church or maybe even by our parents. It isn't talked about, but it has helped me so much in my physical reality about faith, about creating our own reality. And oftentimes we think we have it, and we always evolve to a higher level. So we think we have it, and then we figure out something else. And so, what I like to do on my page is leave things for me for later. Leave things for even for my children and my loved ones, my grandchildren who I don't have yet in the physical. But leave stuff behind just to share my journey with other people to help people grow because that's my passion to help people in the areas of mind, body, and soul. Just to help them grow and evolve in their physical reality. So with that being said, wait, let's share this one more time. That's the last one, then I'll be ready to start. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying today is that I learned what faith really is. And sometimes we'll think we'll have it, and in our subconscious mind, we'll still be holding on to beliefs. We'll still have some blocks that we haven't got rid of, and that'll be stopping our blessing or our creation, so to speak. And like remember in when we were in religion, and they taught us that faith was the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. And so hope is good. Hope is a good place to start. Hope is really good, but in that subconscious mind, you are dealing with programmed beliefs, that you had when you was like 1 to 7, when you're just like a sponge and you're just absorbing everything that's coming towards you. And so that's like your default setting. And so if you decide today you're gonna believe that maybe that you're smart and you're talented or you're creative, if you decide that today, then you have to set a new default setting in your mind because in your subconscious mind, when you was 1 through 7, maybe somebody told you that you were not smart. Maybe they told you that you were not creative, you know, and that maybe that you would not amount up to anything. So in order for you to actually feel that, you have to tear down the walls of what that subconscious belief that was embedded in you by the other people where you absorb this negative energy from. And so that is a constant journey for us in the physical reality. That's the very walls of that's the very thing that we must master in this journey of trying to master self, the things that we've been programmed to believe. And so for me, I posted actually the other day. This really became profound to me. The other day I posted on my in my group page negative emotions. In my Facebook group, I have a group called I Am That I Am. It's more of a conscious group than anything. And I was sharing on that page that they have negative emotions that can stop us from creating. And I listed the negative emotions because these negative emotions will destroy our creation. They're things like fear, jealousy, hate, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. And so I asked them, so how are you feeling today? So not only do we have negative emotions on that day of while we're trying to create or believe in something, but we also have these fears that we picked up as a sponge by being a little girl or little boy, that we have this fear of maybe being in poverty, a fear of criticism, a fear of loss of love, a fear of maybe getting older, a fear of death, a fear of being sick. Because oftentimes in our physical reality, we'll see people die, we'll see people getting old and not and being sickly looking, or we'll have the peer pressures of the world when we're going through school. So we worry about criticism and fitting in. We worry about, when we grow up, we want to have money because everybody says, what do you want to be when you grow up? how much money you're going to make. So we worry about poverty. We worry so much, but this worrying and all of these emotions that we have, those become our stumbling blocks that we have to get over as adults when we're trying to create our reality. and we're trying to manifest things in the physical reality. So this is the peace, and I am faithful that I'll be able to touch somebody that I don't even know. But this has helped me so much in my journey that I had to share that I've been doing. The piece that I want to share with you is that not only is the faith that substance of things hoped for, but you have to write things down and reprogram that mind every day. Now, see, I already knew about affirmations and writing things down on a piece of paper and reading it to yourself. But the thing is, along the way, sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I know, I got it. 15 days later, you get tired of reading it. Yeah. I am wellness. I am God. I am the creator of my reality. Yeah. I got it. So you'll be saying that you got it, but that subconscious mind just didn't pick it up just yet because it has about 40 years of reprogramming and getting down to the nitty gritty to do. But you think you got it. You really don't just have it just yet. So for me, these are the things that I've been doing morning and night, and I just want to leave this here. So I wrote it down, my things that I'm trying to create in my physical reality. I wrote a lot of them down on a piece of paper, and I gathered the feeling and the emotion. And every morning when I get up, I'll read my piece of paper. I read it like 3 times, each thing that I wrote down. I read like 3 times, and I gather that feeling of it. And I'll feel excited about it. And I'll know that these things that I am creating, and I'll milk that moment. I got all of that covered. I've been knowing how to do that part. But what I've also begun to do is send love to people who I know that may not like me in the physical reality, may be jealous of me for one reason or another. Maybe we had a disagreement in this lifetime that I know of. And I'll call that person name out. And I'll say, so and so, I send love to you. I love you. When I was growing up and I was in elementary school, they had this girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but she didn't have much hair on her head. The little hair she did have was picky. She wasn't nothing to look at. She hated me. This young girl hated me so much, and I was a nerd back then, and I was like the teacher's pet. And so the teacher would call on me for everything, and I'll, be the little helper and all this. Now, one day I went to the bathroom. I walked in the bathroom door, and this girl was behind the door and jumped on my back. Now, I went to the bathroom, I was go use the bathroom, and she jumping on my back, and I was like, "What are you doing? Get off of me! Get off of me!" And so I pushed her off of me, and then when I got her off of me, she was like hitting me. She was fighting me. I didn't even know I was in the middle of a fight, y'all. But anyway, she called herself jumping me. And so she began to hit me, and in defense, I had to, hit her back. And then, the children that was around, they was like, "Oh, they fighting up in here, they fighting," how children do, just fucking up everything. Anyway, and so the teacher comes, and the teacher asks both of us, what's going on. The teacher asked her, and she told the teacher that I had told her or called her name or something, which I didn't. And when the teacher asked me what had happened, I was like, I don't know. She jumped on my back, and then I told her to get down, and she was hitting me, so I had to hit her back. I didn't really want to fight her. Anyway, the teacher ended up giving her suspension for fighting me, and nothing happened to me. And this girl became more enraged. Oh, she hated me even more after that. That she got in trouble, and her mama had to come to school, and I just went and I just finished work and finished being a teacher pet. This little girl hated me for years. But I'm saying that to say, I sat there and I called this person out by name and I said to her, I love you. I love you so much. I send love to you. And sending love in the midst of somebody hating you is a beautiful thing, because I can see her even as an adult and her image as a little girl, her heart just melting. And not only her, but it's mental. I can also see me in this, because this is my universe. I can see me in it. So I am really her. She is really a reflection of my lower self. And I can see her saying, oh, thank you. Thank you. You release me. You can evolve now. I can see those things when I learn things like faith and manifestation, by letting go of hate, whether you're exuding it or not. If somebody else is exuding it or not, love. This is what they say. This is what they mean by in the biblical text when they say love conquers all. Because love is the most powerful form of energy there is, and it can destroy anything that's stopping you from creating your own reality. Send love to it. I'm not saying call nobody on the phone, be bosom buddies with nobody in the physical. I'm saying that all is mental. You have to clear that subconscious mind and create an aura, an energy of love. And so I'll begin to send love to people. Anybody that, even the person, if they, I don't even know their name, if they roll their eyes at me or something, if they cut me off in a call or something like that, I said love. So I wrote it down. I send love to at least 5 people. And then I laugh. You know how they say laughter is good for the soul. And I'll just think about something and I'll just laugh. Because at a cellular level, laughter will heal your body. That laughter will renew you. And then I will sit and be quiet and just think happy thoughts. Just be quiet. Just basically what I'm saying here, be still and know that I am God. And I'm telling you all, on everything that I love, this has made my days so beautiful, so amazing, so profound, so blessed, so organic, so enlightening, so whew. Life is just so amazing when you can figure out the stumbling blocks that you had in your own way. Because see, we'll go outside of us and say, well, he did this and she did that. But when you begin to do self-reflection and know that this is your universe, and every stumbling block you put in there so that you can become greater, when you get to that place in your journey where you become accountable for the things that is going on in your physical reality, then you can say I am a goddess. Then you can say I am God. And it takes discipline. I talk about being vegan and I talk about discipline a lot, because discipline is a thing that's going to get you there. It takes discipline to get up every day and go over affirmations and reprogram your thoughts at a subconscious level. So if you can't put down a pork chop sandwich, this video not going to be for you. It takes discipline. It takes discipline to be able to send love to somebody that jumped you on your back when you were just trying to go to the bathroom. This takes discipline. But this is what we need in correlation to have the now kind of faith. We need the discipline. In my journey, another thing I used to do outside of just the vegan stuff, there are temptations and stuff in this physical reality. And this shines light on a true master must master self. I say this all the time. So in my journey, in the beginning, I never really was a person that eats sweets a lot, but there's this candy called Laffy Taffy that I love so much. These banana Laffy Taffies. I used to love them so much when I used to eat sweets. And I will use that to work on my discipline. I will go to the store and I will buy Laffy Taffies all the time, and I will put them on side of my bed. because I've been serious about my journey for a long time. So I do some weird things, y'all. Just stay with me. Anyway, I buy some Laffy Tabs. I put them on the side of my bed, and I know that that was the candy that I love the most. That I would just be so tempted to just eat it. You know, right before you go to bed, you get that sweet tooth. But at the same time, I bought me a container of dates, and I will put the dates in the refrigerator. And so the dates are in the refrigerator, but the Laffy Taffy on the side of my bed. And I would tell myself, "You're not getting none. You're not eating that Laffy Taffy." But then, so I myself was at battle with my own self, looking at the Laffy Taffy, playing like I was trying to read the joke on the paper for the Laffy Taffy just to put it in my hand and see if it could get close to my mouth and unwrap it so I could eat it. But I would remind myself, no, we must practice discipline. And so when I would get the sweet tooth, I would instead go in the kitchen and get some dates. You know, I'll get one or two dates and I'll come back while my boys, I have two boys, and so in my room for time to time, and I see nobody eating it, and they be like, "Could I have one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And so they'll sit in, and and it got down to like one or two, and they're like, "Ma, we didn't want to eat that one. We don't want to eat that last one because it was just sitting there and it's yours, but you're not gonna eat that." It's like, "Nah, babe, you could have it," because I at that time was practicing discipline. And this is why I speak of health and wellness so much, because it takes so much discipline on this journey. And you have to learn it at some point in your life, that you have to be a little hard on yourself if you want to accomplish something greater. If you won't fit in and be just like everybody else and just be a random, go ahead and be a random. But I'm not an average person here. And the things that I speak of and leave on my channel, this is not for attention. I'm over the peer pressures of life. This is my journey because I know who I am and I know what I came here to do. So I want to leave that on my channel for you all. And I feel with all my knowing that this is going to help you in your physical reality. Write it down. When you write it down, you feel that thing that you're writing down. I'll read. I have my paper here that I wrote down. I'll read too. That's not all that personal. But I wrote down something as simple as, I sell products. One of the things I have on here is that the products that I sell, I not only am needing Amazon's help, but all of my products shall heal, save, and better lives, creating billions of dollars. Is one of the things that I wrote on here. And when I say that, even when I'm shipping and receiving things at the post office, I remember that, what I wrote on my paper, and I smile and I think about it, and I feel that energy. There's another one that I wrote here. I do vegan food too. I wrote on here, melanated vegan. I'm not only trademarking your name, but I am making sure the world knows your name. So this is my examples of my talk, my self-talk. 2 examples of what I know shall show up in my physical reality, the abundance that I know for my physical reality is showing up. Because remember, I just spoke of the now faith that we learned about in the book of, the now faith, the substance of things hoped, the evidence of things not seen. But furthermore, in that chapter, it says in so many words that through faith we understand that the world was formed by God, based upon things that were not seen, which we have to make appear. So basically, when we write this thing down,
I appreciate that, bro.
we don't see this.
Like it sounded good.
No, we don't see this, but we have to give the subconscious mind the emotion. We have to give the subconscious mind something for it to create a visual for us, for it to make manifest into the physical reality. So that is what the faith is all about, the creation to give to the subconscious mind. And we don't have to know how it's going to happen, how it's going to work out. Because remember, this is your universe. The subconscious mind is going to do all of the work for you. See, oftentimes you see people talk about getting on the grind and working hard. No, you have brain power. What you working hard for? This is your universe. God, however you look at God, it is energy. God is not a man that walked around with a hammer in its hand on a grind trying to get his or hers. I remember in the biblical text, even was in the book of Numbers. God is a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, shall he not make it good? Because God is an energy that speaks a word. That speaks a word, an expression of thought. And if we could understand that all of this is happening in our mental, that all is mental. Yeah, it's cool to make the step that what you're trying to manifest and create in a physical reality, but you must have a step of understanding that all is mental. That you have to get that thing in your head, and nobody can tell you nothing. This is what I came here to do. And I won't let go until the universe yields to me everything that I created in my mental. It shall be. Because we have to learn in the journey that if we can hold it in our mind, we can have it in our hand. This is what I know. There are some things that I already have in my hand, but the universe still has some more things that it has to place in my hand based upon this principle, based upon this law. And as I grow, I want to make sure that everybody that knows of me has an opportunity to grow too, because I never knew about these things years ago. I never knew the little girl in me that used to cry out to God in religion. She did not know these things at this level. She did not understand that the physical is nothing but the manifestation of the non-physical world. So this world, this creation, everything you have and don't have, it is because of your mental. You could blame your mama, you could blame your daddy, you could blame the mailman or the dog, you could blame whatever you want, but all is mental. So if you want to do something about it, change the way that you're looking at things, reprogram that mind, get on that frequency, because after you constantly do this, it's almost like, okay, you had a low frequency doing it. This stuff don't work. Britta don't know what she talking about. Britta don't know. She don't know because it ain't like that for me. She must be a little bit special. You're saying those things to get yourself off the hook because you don't want to do the work, just like you did in church. You didn't want to do the work, so you gave it to Jesus. You gave it to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You gave it to Jacob and Joseph and Ezekiel. Give it, make yourself accountable for the things that you create. Give it to you. It does work, but you have to do the work to change the way that you look at things. So you start off on low frequency and you say, okay, it's not working, but I'm gonna hang in there. I'm gonna hang in there. And then you keep on doing it. And then wait, then you're gonna start getting a little bit happy. And then you're gonna realize that people around you, the low frequency beings that you used to hang around with, they're gonna fall by the wayside. You know why they're falling? Because you just tapped into a higher frequency. And if you keep it up, one day you're gonna get to the frequency of believing and knowing and having that now faith, being on the same frequency for all of those things that you created in your subconscious mind. You're gonna be there, and bam, it's gonna show up in your physical reality. But if you give up, you're going back into the cycle again. You're starting right back at that low frequency. All the low frequency beings they're gonna be there. They ain't going nowhere. They're going to be there to embrace you so you could stay stuck on stupid. So you could stay vibrating at a low frequency level. They can always be there. But if you evolve, I dare you to evolve. I dare you to do the work. I dare you for 30 days to tell yourself, I am love. I am healed. I am abundant. I can have, do, or be anything that I want to. That I want this and that I want that. Whatever it is, I dare you to do it for 30 days. In the morning and at night. I dare you to send love to that person that can't stand you. I dare you to send love to yourself for messing up when you were a little girl or a little boy. I dare you to stop hating yourself and being mean to yourself. Stop eating every darn thing you see. I dare you to have some self-discipline. I dare you to have faith. I dare you to have enthusiasm. I dare you to just be nice to somebody. I dare you to appreciate the universe. I dare you to look into the sky and admire creation. I dare you to talk to a bird. I dare you to look at a lizard and just be in awe in him just walking across the way. I dare you. I dare you to be a bee on the side of your house and don't have the urge to want to kill him no matter how annoying or how afraid you are. I dare you to seek love in the physical reality. Because love is the most powerful form of energy there is. And when you vibrate on love, you will understand this to the core of who you are. I dare you to not pay attention to all of that gossip on TV. I dare you to change the channel. I dare you to turn the TV off and just be still and know that I am God. I dare you to seek peace. I dare you to talk to your children and let them know that they are God too. I dare you to give to somebody that ain't in your family, just a total stranger, just because. I dare you. Because what the world needs more is an expression of your love. Your love. You need to express your love, because in expressing your love, you're going to tap into a higher frequency and you're going to get everything you want. And I don't want to say this for the getting of it. I don't want you to just be into just the getting of it. I want to say this for the feeling of it. Because I get all the time wherever I go. I get all the time discounts, free stuff. People don't even know who I am. They just be like, oh, somebody told me that something just told me that I need to do this for you. And here you go. I get it. It's not about the getting. It's about the feeling good. It's about walking down the street and knowing that you're connected to source. It's about knowing in your heart and in your mind that I'm tuned in. I'm tapped into infinite intelligence here. That the way is open for me. This is what they were talking about in the biblical text when they were the so-called Messiah, the anointed one, was coming through. Oh, if I could just touch the hem of his garment. Because the anointed one was tuned in and tapped onto infinite intelligence on the love frequency. This is why they wanted to wash his feet. You know? They wanted to be in the audience, so to speak. This is why they were in awe, like, who is this? Even this is why some of them were even jealous of him. That ain't nobody but Mary and Joseph, boy. In allegory text. I'm telling you all. We are so powerful, man. We are so powerful. And from this day forward, I challenge you to use your brain power. Woo! Use your brain power. I'm sorry, I didn't even look at the comments. I got excited, y'all. I look at the comments. Hey, Sharon, pieces to all. Hey, Anthony, you here? Hey, Tony, preach on there. Hey, Emmanuel, thank you for being here, babe. Thank you for being here. It is from my I share on my channel. to be a blessing to other people because we amazing. The body is infinite intelligence. The journey that we're on is so powerful. It's so deep. It's so delicately orchestrated by source energy. And so before I go, one more thing that I want to say because it's often so easy. You know, I used to follow this Caucasian lady, Abraham Hicks. And if you all have time, you should check her out. She speaks of this in another way. She gets channeled, supposedly. She always talks your own reality. And in my journey, I began to follow her right out of religion, actually. And she say, just don't think about it. You know, she would say, you know, all is well. Just don't take the medicine and don't think about, you know, not whatever you don't have, your lack. Just think about abundance. You know, just think happy thoughts. And so in my journey, for me, I mean, you could call me the weakest link if you want to, but I couldn't get that and just thinking about happy thoughts when all kind of bull crap was going on in my physical reality. I was like, no, this lady tripping here. I need something in the middle, in between. So I called that something in the middle that's in between. I called it the insurance. I did a video about that. So the insurance, and that's why I got on the frequency of okay, I'm going to make some things, and I started making things for my family and my loved ones, mostly for myself in the beginning. And so I started making my products and making my own lotions and making my own little fillers, my in between, my life insurance, because I couldn't sit up here and say all was well with me without taking something. That was me. But now, since I'm on that frequency, I can understand that really you don't need the in between, but I want to leave the in between for the people who felt a little bit like me. So that's why I do the herbs and that's why I do the lotions and the consultations, because the in between mattered to me at one point in my journey. It's hard to say, okay, I'm happy, woohoo, I'm happy over here when I was really depressed and sad. It was hard for me. And so my in between was me pampering myself, was me fixing my hair and making lotions and putting my lotions on and telling myself, girl, you got some bad legs. Because I always loved my legs. So I always had to start off with the legs. Girl, you got some sexy legs. And so that got me my in between. That was my little cushion. And so some people in the physical reality need little cushions to help them along the way. And so, how I was talking about, we have these fears. This is the cushions that I want to leave. If you have some of these fears like poverty, the criticism, the ill health, the loss of love, the old age, the death, I want to leave this with you. If you have this fear of poverty, you can cancel the fear of poverty out by the understanding of us living in a boundless universe. There is no such thing as poverty in the physical reality, because pay attention to a child when we try to teach a child math, adding and subtracting. That child came from the non-physical and it already knows that there is no lack. This is why it's so hard sometimes when we teach a child, well, if you have 5 apples and 4 of them are taken away, what's the answer? And you think that's the easiest thing, but the child is sitting up there saying a million gazillion or 500, and they're thinking and they're so proud that they got it right, because in a child's mind, there is abundance. Ain't no one in this boundless universe. So you can cancel out poverty by knowing we live in this physical reality of abundance. You can cancel out criticism by knowing who you are and not seeking validation from outside of you. See, this is inner work you have to do inside of you. So it doesn't matter if somebody is telling you you don't look good, you did wrong by them. As long as you feel love,
as long as you feel abundance, as long as you feel joy in the inside, it doesn't matter what the outside is saying, because this is my universe. You can cancel out things like ill health. You can cancel ill health, and it's not popping a pill. It's by telling yourself at a cellular level that I am wellness, that I am organic, that I am the substance. I am running the show. Body, you are not running the show. Ache, you are not running the show. You can cancel out old age by understanding all of these years I've accumulated wisdom. When I was a child, spoke as a child, I thought as a child, I understood. But what I became, so now I am in my becoming stage. I have wisdom. The little girl that used to cry for daddy in the closet, she didn't have no wisdom. I would say to her, girl, crying. Girl, keep on crying now, because your latter days are going to be the best days of your life. You ain't nothing but a little Job up in that closet. Oh, daddy got taken away from you, but you wait up. You hold up just one moment, because when you find love for self and when you get up out of that closet and begin to see who you really are, you ain't going to be worried about no daddy. You're going to say, daddy was supposed to leave me, because I wanted to find out what love was not, so I can appreciate in my latter days what love is. You can cancel out death by understanding in the universe, and I talked about the laws of the universe, the principles of the universe, the law of rhythm. See, the law of rhythm cancels out death, because the law of rhythm ties into that biblical text in Ezekiel, letting us know that there's a season to all things. There's a time to be born, and then there's a time to die. But in this physical reality, I can say, oh, death, where is thy sting when it comes for me? Because I'm going to be done did the work. I'm going to go out with a bang. Because I'm going to go out knowing that I am God. And I'm going to wake up on the other side greater, in peace. Knowing that I left something behind for my children and my grandchildren. You can cancel out this so-called loss of love. See, I do consultations with people all the time, and seemingly it's some women that they be worried about men, and they be worried about love, and they be worried about the matters of the heart. And I get it. I am a woman too, and I understand that we have this unconditional love, and we sometimes want to trickle this unconditional love down to men, but it's really designed to be unconditional for our children. But we want to give the man unconditional love. And so when he's gone, because we done gave him a little too much love, we done smothered him a little bit too much, then we have this so-called loss of love. Then we feel this so-called alone. This little so-called alone. But let me tell you how you can cancel out this alone. Because you are never alone. And I'm going to show you how you can remember each day that you are never alone. This is how you know. Because of a thought. See, anytime you have a thought in your mind, your thought is coming from one of places. It is either from infinite intelligence, or whatever you call God, the universe. It is either coming from there, or from the subconscious mind of other people, the conscious mind of other people, or from your higher self. The four places: infinite intelligence, your higher self, the subconscious mind of other people, or the conscious mind of other people. So you are never alone just because you had a thought. All you have to say to yourself is, who is that with me? I just got a thought. This is how I know that I am never alone. Right now, as I speak to you, this is my higher self speaking to you. This is how I know. that I am never alone. This is how I can never feel lonely. This is how we should understand and not have this lack of love. But know that the universe is always there with us, guiding us, ordering our steps, orchestrating this thing called life. So I just wanted to leave you that on my channel. And before I go, one last thing. This year also helps you when you get over these silly fears in life. When you get over this not being able to have self-discipline in life. When you get over being able to hold on to all that hurt and pain and you decide one day, I'm just going to send love. When you get over all of that and you begin to practice that now kind of faith, you're going to look at life so different, baby. And the universe is going to speak to your soul and say, we've been waiting for you. Whew. Okay. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining us, babe. This message was sent with love from my higher self, from the universe of infinite intelligence, and from my heart to yours. Hey, Herbalist Jerome, I'm glad you're here, babe. You almost missed me. I'm about to wrap it up. And so for those of you who are here and join me, I appreciate your time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Salt of the Earth Publishing and check out my website at www.saltoftheearthpub.org. And if you would like to support me, share my video. There's great love for you on my channel. And don't forget to like those that are on YouTube. Like my video. Give me a thumbs up. I just want to be able to reach other people. Be blessed and have a good weekend. I love you, Reflection. Good night.